And then last Thursday, I completed my nationwide tour in Kansas City, Missouri with my pal, Tucker Carlson. He's got a live tour right now and asked me to join him in Kansas City. And I was happy to do it. I met so many great people. Oh my gosh. Normally, you do the photo line and sometimes they push you through those things so fast that it isn't fun for anybody. It's not fun for them. But it was so fun. I loved the photo line. I love talking to Tucker. He is such an interesting interviewer. He goes to, you never know where he's going to go. And I think he thinks the chaos of the whole thing adds to it, which I think is true. It's, we had thousands and thousands of people there. It went over big and had a lot of viral clips that maybe you saw, but loved being together again. It was particularly fun to be sort of on the outside together. Here's a bit of that one.
I come here and someone's like, are you going to ask her about Taylor Swift?
I've got thoughts.
So,
screw you, Taylor Swift. She turns around. Not only does she pick a side in a hotly contested presidential election, alienating at least half of her fan base, but she says the reason she's voting for Kamala Harris is because of Tim Walz's LGBTQ stance. Do you know what Tim Walz has done on the LGBTQ front? Let me tell you what's going to happen, okay? Here's what's going to happen. A little girl sitting in Wisconsin who's maybe on the spectrum, maybe has acne, maybe is a little heavy set, maybe feels upset because the parents are getting divorced, something like that, is going to find herself down a rabbit hole on Reddit. And her parents aren't going to know because they're getting a divorce and they're not focused on her right now. And she's going to spend hour after hour on that thing, and Reddit's going to tell her she's actually a boy. And she's going to get sucked into this gender cult. And she's going to say, Mom and Dad, I want puberty blockers into cross-sex hormones, which will sterilize her and deprive her of all sexual pleasure for the rest of her life. And they're going to say, no, you're a girl. And she's going to say, but I want top surgery, this benign thing. This double mastectomy where I'll have tubes coming out of me and I'll never breastfeed a child. I want that too, because I'm a boy. And they're going to say no. And she's going to go to a judge in Minnesota, and because of Tim Walz, the court will take custody of her, use the Medicaid funds in Minnesota to provide her all of those things, chop off her breasts, sterilize her with the puberty blockers into the cross-sex hormones. And when this girl inevitably comes to the conclusion that she didn't want any of this, that it only added to her problems, which were the divorce and the acne and the puberty and not any trans issue, who is she going to go to then? This is all because of Tim Walz. That's what Minnesota is doing right now to little girls and boys, taking custody away from the parents so that they can have these procedures without any loving parent there to help. And that's what Taylor Swift just endorsed for your children. So screw you, Taylor Swift.
You were describing how rich Taylor Swift is. Why isn't she happy?
Good question. I mean, listen, what is she, like 32? I don't know what she is. She's young. She's never had a relationship that works. She makes a lot of money off of writing about it. That could be part of the problem. Like, for the reasons you were just discussing. When you find true love, when you have somebody who loves you unconditionally, warts and all, that's everything. And she hasn't been able to find it. She's made a lot of money off of it. And I think she travels from city to city without the grounding that you have, that I have, that hopefully all of you have. And maybe she's feeling untethered. Maybe she's feeling empty and lost. And maybe she wants other people to make similar decisions in life as she has.
By the way, she's 34 years old. That whole thing is just so annoying. That still brings up something for me, just what Tim Walz is doing, what Minnesota's doing. And it's not just Minnesota. It's just dark. Give me a break on your stupid joy message. You're not causing joy for the kids who are going to get cut up in Minnesota because of you. So God bless Tucker. He talks about everything. Had some interesting moments on Jeffrey Epstein and just such a kind and generous man. Great to see him again. We've had a long history. We talked a little bit about that too, and how we first kind of got to know each other and what our experience was a bit at, as he put it, that place we used to work. At every stop, folks mention the success of this show, and that is all thanks to you guys. I'm so grateful to you, and my team is too. got to see them out at the All In Summit. We all went, a bunch of us, not all of us, but some of us went out there. And it was so fun. We talked about how much the audience means, not just to me, but to my producers too. They know you're out there. They know, like, we all have an image of who we're writing for and producing for and anchoring for. And to see you in person, like I got to at the Kansas City, Missouri event and at the All In event, that was really special. Gosh, I mentioned this the other day, but just to actually like touch hands with the folks who are listening and watching, to hug some of the folks who are listening and watching, was really gratifying. I feel the connection to you in the same way I hope you feel it to me. So thank you for letting us go on this ride and for being along with us while we all do it together. I think in some areas we're really making a difference, but the real purpose is just to stay informed, keep our senses of humor, and yeah, stay connected. Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled returns? Along with hiring tens of thousands of new agents and field officers, the IRS has been sending over 5 million pay-up letters to those who have unfiled tax returns or balances owed. Don't waive your rights and speak with them on your own. Instead, Tax Network USA, a trusted tax relief firm, has saved more than $1 billion in back taxes for their clients, and they might be able to help you secure the best deal possible. Whether you owe $10,000 or $10 million, they can help you. Whether it's business or personal taxes, even if you have the means to pay or if you're on a fixed income, they can help you. Finally resolve your tax burdens once and for all. Call them at 1-800-958-1000 or visit tnusa.com/Megyn. Don't let the IRS control your life. Empower yourself with Tax Network USA's support and take charge of your financial future. Visit tnusa.com/Megyn today. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.